ocean, scaling to the sky. Transactions lightning fast, awaiting in line. Awesome in the code, smart contracts ignite. Building dreams together, the future's in sight. Oh, rising higher, breaking every wall. Linaira's the fire, we're answering the call. The network's growing, it's time to take the lead. With every block we're showing, innovation's what we need. The future of the chain. We're breaking every limit. Yeah.
G Markets, G Markets, G Microchains, everyone. How are you guys doing? Welcome to another special community hour. I'm joined with, Miss Jules as always, and our Chief Product Officer, Ryan. How are you guys doing today?
Doing great. Happy to be here.
Awesome. Miss Jules, how are you doing?
Feeling cool. Jamarcus, everyone. Jamarcus Ryan, Jamarcus G,
Hey,
Jamarcus Limerans.
Yeah.
Let's go.
G Market, Linear, super excited. And, once again, thank you, Ryan, for taking our time to join us. Ryan, we know you're super busy, but we're happy for every minute that, you get to spend with us and give us some amazing insights on the community hour. But yeah, guys, so for those of you that are new, right, the focus is, linear markets. We've been singing linear markets for weeks now, right? We've been talking about linear markets, and we're definitely going to talk a bit more about linear markets. And we're happy to have Ryan that's also going to always, give us amazing, information and also educate us a bit more about linear markets and where Lineira is heading, generally as, like a company, right? So yeah, Ryan, I decided to add this, which is sort of like a brief explainer of what linear markets is about, but I'll be happy to have you, talk us through some of this, key details with linear market and what to expect.
let's do it. Yeah. So for those of you who weren't here last week, or if this is your first time tuning in, Lineira Markets is a very simple product. It's real-time prediction markets on crypto prices. If you've seen these on Polymarket, Kalshi, Opinion, Limitless, they're available in a lot of different places, but we are doing something quite different. We're doing pair mutuals instead of what you might see from like an AMM or a CLOB style order book. So the difference is everybody basically gets in either side of the pool, higher or lower. And then once it settles, the winning pool obviously wins from the losing pool. Simple game. You're not trading against any market makers or anybody like that. And everybody has the same access to information. Obviously, everything's on chain, fully decentralized. The way it works, a new market opens for the individual asset that you're paying attention to. As soon as that period closes, it rolls immediately over to the next market. You don't need to refresh. You can just play in one simple, straightforward session. Once the candle closes, we resolve the price, pay out the pools, and then we move on from there.
Awesome. Ryan, if you could, maybe talk to us a bit about like the 1 minute market for those that are not, familiar, right? Because I could see the 1 to 5 minute market, and 1 minute markets are kind of new, right? And we don't get to hear that a lot, right? So Ryan, if you just throw a bit more light on that.
Yeah. So 1 minute pair mutuals, or 1 minute, let's call them binary pair mutuals or binary prediction markets, are kind of a new concept just from the perspective of, in the industry, these are usually binary options. So what does that mean? That means that a trading provider will offer you the ability to bet on whether or not the price goes up or down on any asset of your choice in the next 60 seconds. So you basically watch for that entire 60 seconds and you take that side depending on what the current live offered odds are. Now, the difference is that when you play these other games throughout the industry, you're playing against the house, right? You would think that the platform that you're playing on is basically like the house of the casino, okay? The difference here is that we're providing a peer-to-peer pool, right? So yeah, everyone's betting on whether or not we'll go higher or lower in the next 60 seconds, let's say on Bitcoin, Ether, Sol, and hopefully more assets in the future. But you pick your side, right? Lineira is not taking a stake in any side. We don't work with market makers who are taking a stake in either side. Everybody is basically free for all going in and trying to predict the price together. I feel like this is like a really organic way to offer these types of markets. And fortunately for us, it's incredibly scalable with the architecture that we have at Lineira. For like a quick little teaser, and maybe I can get Matthew on in the future to kind of discuss this more. But what's so unique about Lineira user chains and microchains is that we basically allow the pool to be its own microchain, and then the users interact with that pool directly. So it can scale very, very big. And that's, we'll start posting different types of benchmarks for transactions per second and other things that you guys have seen from Matthew in the past that will start to apply to the product itself, which should be much more exciting.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that rundown, Ryan. Super excited, for what's to come and the possibility that Linear Market sort of offers. Right. Yeah, so moving on, we had like a sort of like a beta test event in the Discord, which was like super successful. Ryan, if you could walk us through, how that went, and I could see like a leaderboard, right? So, this is the first time people got to see like the leaderboard, what it might look like. Right? So if you could, talk us through how that was and how the feedback was from like the test event.
Yeah, so we ran a community live beta. So the idea was that we would have a 1 hour time period where we would all trade together. I think we had like 150 people show up for that one. Yes. And then I extended it into the weekend as well. So overall, we had almost 200 people that we let in from the community advisors and obviously our most active users. The objective was, one, to get a little competition going, get people used to the actual, behavior of the game. But then obviously to play test a few very critical features, the leaderboard being the key one. Really happy with how it went. The leaderboard was pretty snappy. You do have to upload your trades in the current form, but obviously that will all be automated in the future. And this will be how we pay everybody out week over week once we get into competitions. So this leaderboard will, one, dictate who gets the USDC prizes once we move into weekly competitions, which I think we'll probably chat a little bit more about either next week or later in official announcements. But then from there, we'll be able to give portal points as well to people depending on their positions on the leaderboard. So really exciting time to see all of this tech working now. And now that we've gotten it really low latency, feeling a lot better, looking forward to going live with the public access.
Awesome. Just to add to what like Ryan mentioned, right? So for, we announced some prizes, right? Some Discord related prizes for the test event that happened, right? So no worries if you've not gotten those, like those would still be going out in like the next couple of days, hopefully maybe even through the weekend, right? Before next week. So for those that might be wondering, right, like if, why they haven't gotten maybe like the USD reward, right, Ryan, or the Discord XP.
Yeah, yep, I'll try to get that. I'll try and get these ones I'm doing manually, obviously, because we don't have the main app, tournaments live yet with the portal connections and everything. So by the end of this weekend, hopefully I'll have that done. So if you guys are still waiting on XP or USDC rewards, don't worry. I still have track of it.
Cool. Yeah, Ryan. So one thing I really wanted us to sort of, hint about or talk about a bit more today is like the competitions, right? So, I would let you speak more about the competitions, and, I would imagine that it's not long from now, right? We're going to have like competitions on Linear Market or tournaments on Linear Market, right? So if you just talk us through the different, competitions and how people could sort of earn while playing on the testnet. So
totally. So we are going to follow like a weekly trading competition cadence, right? So we'll have fixed weekly cycles. I think we're setting them up to start on Tuesdays UTC. So depending on where you are in the world, I'll let you make that calculation. For me, it's Monday nights. I'm right outside of New York. So the objective is fixed weekly cycles where your position on the leaderboard can dictate one of two things. And your position is obviously just your performance, right? Try to make as much GMIC as you can. Depending on your position on the leaderboard, we'll distribute points and USDC prizes. So for next week, when we do full public access, our first tournament will go live, weekly competition. This one will be free to play, and there will just be points rewards for the first week. Our objective is basically to stress test it live, especially once we open up portal points. We expect there to be tens of thousands of people making predictions. So obviously, that's quite a ramp up from 150 community members to a much larger broad market swab.
Yeah.
So once we do open that up, we have a full week of competitions to see how everyone does. We'll distribute points for both how many predictions you make. So every prediction will earn you points. The number's 0.05 right now. So if you've been earning points for a daily check-in or something like that, you'll see how that math goes. And then I am going to introduce some additional quests related to the actual application itself, so you guys will hear more about that. But in terms of these competitions, every week, right, we'll roll these over automatically and continue into the next week. So this is what will kind of feel like the live game, right? Like our live kind of operational schedule. Any other big advancements, right? We might add more competitions. We might have paid to enter competitions with bigger prize pools, more points on the line. All of those different types of escalations, I'm really excited to share with you guys once we get the product live.
Awesome, awesome. There's a question here, Ryan. I would love for you to, talk a bit about. And the question is from Ari J to N, and he or she says, "How many weeks will the competition run?"
Yeah. So we're going to do the one free to play just for points. Then we'll start doing weekly for USDC prizes. Our goal is to get to a mainnet relatively quick, right? So obviously I flirted with this idea. There's a bunch more information coming from the company on a mainnet launch for Linera Markets. Depending on how quickly we can build the bridge and start to get some third-party providers for on-ramps and those types of things, it could be anywhere from, let's say, 6 weeks to 8 weeks to even shorter, right? We want to make sure we audit the bridge, get fully ready for mainnet. It would be nice for us to have some paid to enter competitions to see if we can get some really big prizes. For example, if we got 10,000 people to all enter into a weekly trading competition for $1, we'd go from, let's say 1,000 or 2,000 in prizes to 10,000 immediately, just for one very small entry fee, right? So it could be very interesting to scale that up. But I don't have a set time frame because obviously our next big objective is to push to mainnet, and you guys will have so much more information well before we actually make that big push.
Awesome. Thank you, Ryan. Just to address this, Ryan, and you can correct me if I miss any details from this, but Team says, "How do I update my reward information for the top 10 beta market?" So I believe you're asking, you ended up in the top 10 spot, and how do you update your information to get your reward? I believe that you don't necessarily need to do anything at the moment, right? Once all of that is done from the back end, there'll be more information that will be put out on how you could get your reward, and if you need to provide any additional information. Right, and I believe that's what the plan is. Thank you so much, Ryan. Okay,
I have everyone, so I'll be able to get their rewards out. Don't worry. And I see this quick question, which I'll answer before I might need to run. Will we get more options? 100%. So there's two things to pay attention to here. The first is once we go live, we are offering 6,600 markets every single day. Across three assets and 3 markets per asset. This is much more markets than other prediction market companies run right now. Because most companies don't offer either 1 minute or 3 minutes, 5 minutes is kind of the fastest you see in the industry. We are pushing the extent of how many pools we need to fill from like a activity standpoint. Now, if right away we get a huge amount of demand, the 88,000 people who've signed up on the wait list, we convert a good percentage of them. And all of our markets have some deep GMIC liquidity as people continue to, grind out the leaderboard. I might feel more comfortable to open up for a 4th asset. Now I have a roadmap to scale this out to many, many, many things to trade. I promise you that. So I'm really excited to see how many assets we might have by mainnet. But we do want to make sure that these markets are exciting, they're battle tested, and our community obviously enjoys playing the game as it is.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thanks so much, Ryan. Before we let you run, we would like to ask if you could give us some sort of like a teaser as to when we could expect Linera Markets to actually go live, right? Maybe like an estimated time or something of that nature, right? For those people that might be begging and asking for when they can be able to actually play fully on Linera Markets.
Yeah. So we are very, very strongly targeting Monday night New York time to start our weekly competition. So this will be when you can finally earn points. It'll be open access for everybody. All of your predictions will be tracked. You'll get points for every prediction. You'll get points for your leaderboard positions, substantial ones, much more than you've been able to get for other social quests, etc. And then we really get going, right? It should be a very nice, fun, competitive time. So we should be, just a few days away. I will follow up with official announcements from the Linera account, assuming that everything looks good. And for those community advisors and other people who've been let into the testing, we are going to do a second batch of feedback from them, hopefully before the end of this week. And assuming that feedback all looks good, the community advisors feel comfortable with the state of the beta, then we'll go live, right? We won't do anything until we kind of all feel comfortable as a team, and then everyone can kind of showcase, our tech to the market. Really exciting time.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ryan. Ryan, so would thank you for spending time with us. Would let you go because we know you have a busy schedule and you have work to do, and myself and Miss Jules would take it up from here. thank you so much, Ryan, and we'll see you next week, hopefully on the community hour as well.
Yes, sir. All right. Thank you. I'll see you guys next time.
Thank you, Ryan.
Awesome. Thank
Bye.
you so much, Ryan. Yeah. Just before we move, I think I'll just quickly read through like the details of this slide for those that are, maybe just joining and need more information on the competition. So the competition format is that its competitions will run in weekly cycles, and you can join at any point during the week. So you don't have to join at the start of like the competition for that week. So you could join during the week and still play in the competition. Competition ends and then another starts immediately. So I think based on what Ryan said, once the first competition is ending, say Monday night, right, the next competition starts, at exactly the same time, and you're going to be able to participate in the next competitions. There are going to be two leaderboards, right? There's going to be like the JMic balance leaderboard, which is, it just sort of shows your JMic balance and, your profitability trading on Linera Market. And there's also going to be a winning streak leaderboard, which is for your streak, like the longest consecutive winning streak, right? So yeah, that's going to be launching hopefully, right, once the first week of Linera Markets goes live, and then subsequently we're going to have this fully running. So yeah, super excited, super, I'm really looking forward to it. And I think Miss Jules, just to, and I would like to get your thoughts on this. I think it's also really super nice to have like a test net where people could still, earn rewards, right? Like actual, like USD rewards whilst even trying out a test net, which I don't get to see very often. But there's an amazing opportunity for that here with Linera Market. So yeah, excited.
Yeah, I wanted to ask Ryan a question, but um, on a second
Oh,
thought, I think that's supposed to be like a private question.
okay. Okay,
Yeah, because
okay.
I was just wondering. Okay, let me just say here, whatever. I was wondering, yeah. I reached out
Yeah.
to one of the top three last week on the
Okay.
leaderboard. I think Syria was his name or something like that. Sorry if I did not pronounce your name
Yeah, yeah,
correctly.
yeah, yeah.
And then I asked him, do you care to share your trade secrets with the community, like how you ended up on the first, on top three on the leaderboard? And he had to come to my DM to give me those little secrets, which I cannot share here, obviously. But then again, I
Yeah.
just had a thought, and I wanted to ask Ryan, like, what if we put up maybe some USDC for top um winners or top members, maybe top 10 or top 5, whatever. Like they get to, they get a share of USDC if they're willing to share their trade secrets with the community, or maybe earn some points after sharing their trade
Yeah.
secrets. I don't know, something like that. Maybe I'll just reach out to Ryan about this and just hear his thoughts, because I don't know how else people would want to share their trade secrets if
Yeah.
there's no reward. Why am I telling you? Why should I tell you what got me to what got me to top three when I'm not getting anything in
Yeah.
return? Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's
But I
my
think that's
thought.
actually a pretty good idea, though. I think that's a pretty good idea. But I mean, but I would imagine, right? And I'm sure Ryan will maybe have some thoughts about this, but I would imagine it would get to a point where people can, like, top traders can come, maybe even say on community hour or something, and then maybe talk a bit about how you're able to, get a good strategy. But one thing to note, guys, if I ever give you a strategy, just do the opposite of that. And maybe
Yeah, exactly
that
my
would,
thought. Why should I tell you what made me won?
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
think
yeah, yeah.
anybody will
Good
be
point.
willing to share that for free.
Good point. Good point. Yeah, but we'll
So the
see. We'll
secret is
see.
just
We'll
saved with me right now. I might decide to use it. Who knows?
see. Oh my God.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah, so guys, how linear market testnet works. So this is, quick run through every user. I've been seeing a couple of questions around, the amount of GMIC. So just to make sure, we're clear, it's 100 GMIC at the start of each competition. I know the detailed blog post has 1,000, but that's going to be corrected and it's
Jay, sorry for
100, right? So
cutting you
just,
short, but someone said,
yeah,
please tell
yeah,
us the guy's secrets first. Oh my God, still, Sylvia has to give me permission.
yeah.
Okay, array J2. I can't just share his secret, unfortunately. It was shared to me with me in private. So I'm sorry.
Yeah. Spilling
Yeah.
secrets on the community out today. So yeah. So so it's 100 GMIC at the start of every competition. Your GMIC balance resets at the start of every competition. So once the competition closes, you get a reset in your balance. So it's an even playing field for everyone, right? You earn plus 10 GMIC for subsequent day you log in during a competition. Competition runs in fixed weekly cycles. We've mentioned that. There are two primary leaderboards. We've also mentioned that as well. The GMIC leaderboard is based on your final GMIC balance at the end of the week. So I think that's also important to note that that is completely and strictly based off of your GMIC balance at the end of the week or at the end of that competition. The top 10 on the GMIC leaderboard get to share into a 2,000 USDC prize pool, which is pretty huge. Winning streak leaderboard is also based on the longest consecutive winning streak across all markets. So one thing I also need to note is that losing a trade ends that winning streak, right? So it's a winning streak and it's for the longest winning streak, across all markets. So there's also a 500 USDC reward for the user with the longest winning streak. And then another key information is that you still earn portal points for joining competitions on Linear Market, right? So for those that might have been asking, right, you still get to earn portal points. And then also, I also need to mention the referrals, right? I've seen a couple of questions around the referrals. So you can refer a max of 10 people, and those would only count as referrals once they earn, I think, up to 40 points, right? If I'm not mistaken. So that's how it works. So you don't have to be scared that someone is just going to rake up so much referrals and leave you hanging. And Miss Jules, I think you have people that are willing to reach out to you to get that trade secret, and maybe I might reach out to you after the call.
I've gotten a warning, guys, from Sivra himself. Don't leak alpha. I'm never
Okay,
gonna leak it, Sivra, without your permission. It's safe with me. So oh my
we're not
god,
going to
but oh
leak
my
alpha.
god,
We're not going to leak alpha.
you guys need to hear his trading secrets. Like, oh, his strategies are so amazing. Oh my gosh. Sylvia, watch out for
Yeah.
me. I might come for your position, using your using your trade secrets against you. I'm just kidding. Anyway, I'm sorry, Jay. Let's just continue.
Yeah, that's fine. So I think we have a question here from Ariza Nexus, and he says, "What if the prediction is wrong? Will your GMAC balance decrease?" Yes, because you're basically entering into like a market, right, with a certain amount of GMAC, right, and you're going to lose that GMAC balance or that GMAC that you used to go into that market if your prediction goes wrong. But it's easy because it's like an up and down prediction, right? So it's kind of like a yes or no. So if you pick the wrong side, you get to lose that GMAC. And then I think one other fun thing I need people to also understand is that you could actually earn like pretty decent amount of GMAC from staking a little amount of GMAC. And I say this because say for instance you pick a side that not a lot of people decide to go with, right? And if the market then swings in your favor, you get to receive like a pretty decent amount of GMAC. And I've tested this out, and it actually works really well. So super excited to see that, to see more people try that out. And yes, Ariza Nexus, you could only lose the amount of GMAC that you decide to use to go into that particular market within that particular time frame. So moving forward, guys, top contributors become community advisors. I'm sure most people here know this already. And I think I also need to give like a very, very big shout out to our community advisors, right? I think you guys are super amazing. And, Miss Jules, if you also want to add to that, please feel free. But I think we have some of the best people in the entire Web3 ecosystem here, at Linera. So shout out to you guys, the Game Lords, Meme Lords, Artisans, Ambassadors, Newbie Navigators, and Regional Mods. You guys are really, really crushing it. And, we love you guys and thank you guys for, your continuous support, right? And any of this role earns you the community advisor tag, right? So, and one thing I need to add quickly, Miss Jules, before you go ahead is, none of this role is sort of like higher than the other, right? So it's it's a collective of people that are just that have been supportive and are willing to keep supporting Linera, and we really, really love what you guys are doing. But yeah, Miss Jules.
Yeah, you could just guess what I wanted to say. It's so simple. It's so easy. Shout out to my amazing meme lots. I'm sorry, guys. I love you guys, newbie navigators, ambassadors, regional modes, artisan, game lot, but I love my meme lot so much. Thank you guys for all for all the efforts. Thank you guys so much. You guys are the best. Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to the vlog. And Anton, I'm not leaking, how to make profits. I'm sorry. Ignore that tip I gave. But yeah, I mean, people are definitely going to find out either ways while playing the market. So yeah, guys. So moving on. Thank you, Miss Jules. Quickly, Miss Jules, before you go with the meme lord leaderboard or the meme challenge leaderboard, I need to say something, right? So for last week there was no 11th place because the focus was on testing linear market. However, I need to add that there's going to be okay, my bad, there's going to possibly be 10 new additions to the game load leaderboard, right? So once that has been finalized from the back end and Ryan is able to send over all the necessary details, right? So those people that ended up in the top 10, rest assured you're going to move one place up in becoming game load, right? So yes, and that's what I needed to add. So there is no particular 11th place for this week or someone, no single person is getting added to the game load leaderboard, but instead we're going to have 10 new additions to that. So yeah, 11th place Josiah Board, like Jebin Raj. But yeah, Miss Jules, you can talk us through the
Yeah,
meme
as
load
for the
leaderboard.
meme challenge, I am so sorry. I've been behind schedule, but I promise to put it all out before the end of this week. Please be patient with me,
Okay, that's
guys.
fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. I need to let me quickly address this from Ari. Please help. I've been on the Linear Discord since February 2025, always active in both events and Discord, but I haven't gotten any XP nor role for bronze or gold. Please, can you see this? So, here's the thing. Here's the point, right? There are certain events and certain things that you do that gets to earn you XPs, right? So, for instance, I'll start with playing games in the server, right? From the regional games to the community games. If you get to end up in any of the top spots, right, that have XP allocated to that spot, you're definitely going to receive XPs, right? And then so many other things, and even being awesome, right, doing amazing things in the community gets you to earn XPs. Participating in meme challenges, getting your meme featured in the community hour, helping with arts and social posts that get featured in the community hour, you also get to receive XP. But I need to add something, which is the fact that you don't move from bronze to silver chains in just a day, right? So it takes an accumulation of XP that you've received, over time. That is what pushes you into, say, like the silver chains or the gold chains and, the platinum chains ultimately. And we just have like what, 4 people on platinum chains, but definitely keep contributing and, contribute the right way. You're definitely going to earn XPs and, level up your chains. Yeah, thank you. So moving on. Shout out to the community advisors. Miss Jules, I don't know if you'd want to, maybe talk us through the new community advisors.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Jay. Shout out to
Yeah.
Moby, our latest newbie navigator, and Zenith too. To see you. Shout out. We've been seeing your work for so long, quite some time
Yes.
now. Yeah, so I guess you earned the role. And also shout out to Greshchevsky. Sorry if I did not pronounce your name correctly. As our latest ambassador. Thank you guys so much for the efforts. We appreciate you. So yeah, congratulations, guys.
Awesome.
Welcome to the family.
Awesome. Awesome. Sharon, soon. Soon, just keep contributing and keep doing amazing things in the community, and definitely you're going to get considered for being one of the amazing community advisors. So yeah, congrats guys. So yeah, shout out to all the regional mods, newbie navigators that are helping to host regional games. And for Ari that asks, this is one of the ways you can quickly earn XPs, right? So say for instance your region has games every week, right, and you end up in the top 10 places. In no time you're going to level up your chains, right? So that's one way to foster connections on a regional basis within the community and also NXPs for doing that. So shout out to everyone helping to put these games together, and we love what you guys are doing. And like I always say, if your region does not host regional games, you can always step up, right? You don't need to have, like a special role to be able to help coordinate or organize regional games in your region. So really looking forward to more of that. Yes, so the tournament for this week, we're playing poker tournament tomorrow, right, in the Linear Discord. This is also one way to really earn XP, right? So see you guys by 12 p.m. UTC, same time as always every Friday. So we're having a poker tournament, and yeah, winning this also puts you in the race to become game lord, right? And you also get to earn XP for the top 25 places. So it's really, really, really exciting, and I look forward to seeing you guys. I know we have lots of people that love poker in the community, and that's why poker keeps coming up. But really, really looking forward to it. Yes, another opportunity to earn XP on the call. Yeah, so quickly before we do that, blackjack soon, right? I see your question about blackjack. We're definitely going to have blackjack soon, in maybe even next week or in the coming weeks. And there's so many upgrades to blackjack now, so it's going to be pretty fun to play. But back to the regular program. So here's an opportunity, or there is an opportunity to earn 1,000 XPs on the call, right? And how that works is we read out a question. Typically, this is something that we might have mentioned on the call, or something, just a minor detail if you've been paying attention, right? And so in the next slide, I'll read the question. Please, Ms. Jules, in case I miss, the answer, just help draw my attention to it. But yeah, so next slide. The question is, how many markets will be available on Linear Market when it launches? How many markets will be available on Linear Market when it launches? Why am I seeing an amount here? No, it's not, it's not that.
That's not the
Oh,
answer, guys.
I think we have an answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we have an answer. I
Who can
Ms.
you
Jules,
see
from my
from
end,
your
I'm
end?
seeing Jojo.
Yeah, same here.
Jojo 0032. Awesome. I
Congrats,
think
Jojo.
this is the first time I'm seeing Jojo win. And please,
Yeah.
it's not 9, it's not 660. Please. It's not 9, neither is it 660,
It's
but
3 markets:
uh
BTC, ETH, ETH, and so. Hope I'm
awesome.
correct
Yeah,
here.
perfect. Yeah, spot on. BTC, ETH, and so
So Jojo, drop your
please.
Discord username so that I can give you your 1000 XP right now. Congrats.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Miss Jules. Yeah, guys, so our creators, now we're going through some of our amazing, content created by members of the community, and our amazing supporters of Linera. So social post topics by ambassadors: Andrew, Alexander, Captain, Cortez, Elixir, Keith, Lebois, and Porsche or Porsche. Yeah, so simplicity is key. I think this first is from Anomalia. You don't need to navigate through layers of complicated mechanics or understand complex contract structures. Yeah, super cool. Anton, grading for graphic, simplicity wins, lower friction, more participation, faster cycles, better engagement, transparent pools, clearer UI. Let's see if we could, quickly just breeze through the post. By Anton. Simplicity is key to brilliance, amazing art, no chart overload, no leverage, traps, no bridging headaches, just one question, higher or lower. Welcome to the simplest prediction market in crypto. I really like this. Anton. Amazing post. Yeah, so thank you so much for creating that. Next up by Babka. Yeah. Most platforms make trading feel like rocket science. At Linear Markets, we're breaking down the walls of overcomplicated UX. Pick a direction, watch, and win. Amazing art. Quickly, skim through the post by Vashka. Simplicity is key to brilliance by by Bruce Lee. I'm sure many people are fans of Bruce Lee. I'm a fan of Bruce Lee, so yeah. Most platforms make trading feel like rocket science. At Linear Markets, we're breaking down the walls of complicated or of overcomplicated UX. Pick a direction, watch and win. Amazing post. Cool. Thank you so much for sharing. Let me give this a like. Thank you so much. Back to the slides. David, no complex contracts, no overwhelming charts, no unnecessary stress. And I really like the fact that, a lot of the arts, right, just sort of capture, the entire essence, right? So even if you don't get to read the post, right, which I encourage people to read, post created about Linera, but most times, looking at like the image attached to the post, it's also very, very, very like informative. So shout out to you guys for helping create amazing posts. Um, this is from Melafia. No complexity behind the cotton. All markets use parametric pricing. No market makers. Odds adjust as users enter. Absolutely. And this is also important. And this is one thing I mentioned earlier in the call, that odds adjust as users enter, right? So if you end up on an unpopular side of the pool, right, and it works in your favor, then that's more odds in your favor, right? So winner split the pool transparent and simple. Amazing, amazing, and amazing artwork as well, right? That's super cool, and I like the fact that you captured the 1 minute trading in the first image there. So amazing. DC, I see your comments. When DC posts get featured, soon when you make more amazing posts, it's definitely going to get featured on the community R.
Or you could just
Moving
make me.
on, yeah, or you could just make memes. Right? You could just make memes or make amazing video content, and that's the offer I'm giving you guys today. This is from Coliseum. What's coming next? Today's walkthrough is the starting line. Here's the roadmap.
Oh, guess what, guys? Sorry for cutting you short, J Bob.
Yeah, sure, go
DC, I
ahead.
think we have some surprise for you. Just stay tuned.
Ooh, ooh,
Yeah.
awesome, awesome, awesome. Amazing post from Coliseum. I really like the fact that this, captures a lot of information. I think there's a bit of alpha in here, so I would not spend much time talking about it, but amazing, amazing post, Coliseum. Thank you, thank you. This is from Crypto Father, who is an ambassador. Not everything was perfect. Connection issues, chat bugs, front end delays. The team is currently working on fixes, a collaborative effort. Absolutely. And I think, I need to also mention a bit about this is never forget that this is also, like sort of a test net, right? And one of the major points of that is to also improve the product, right? And it is the
Yeah.
feedback from people that are sort of early, trying this out early, and the feedback you give is so important, and that helps to refine, linear markets and make it like better for you, you the users, because at the end of the day, it's for people to use and feel happy using linear markets. So thank you so much. Also by Borch, the short duration markets resolve fast, the interface is clear, and the whole experience feels continuous rather than fragmented. Yes, that's spot on. If you've tried the narrow market, I'm sure you can relate to that. So thank you so much, Bosch.
I don't know why I'm just trying to hold myself from laughing out loud. Right. After seeing this comment, JB Raj, why are you not a meme lord yet?
Oh my god, Jules,
I
leave the
don't
offer.
need
I'll
your
give you my
Gmail.
Gmac.
I don't need it.
Oh
Oh
my
my god,
god. I
sorry, Jay.
think now
Let's
we need to
go. Let's
beg
continue.
Miss Jules for alpha. So,
I
you can
can't
take some
leak
of
the
it.
alpha, guys. It was a private DM. Did you get it?
Oh my god. All right, guys. Moving on. This is from Colin Core, Alex. The format gives a real sense of live play, yes, and it's built for people and agents to practice fast decision making, absolutely. And that is even very particular with the 1 minute and the 3 minute market. Miretu, an important point, if you're the only one who placed the bet, your funds will be returned. But if someone takes the opposite side, the winner gets the fund. Yes, the winner gets the fund if they pick the right side, of the market. And if you pick the right side of the market, you get, to get the larger side of the pool. So correct and spot on, Miretu. This is by Hawk, also an ambassador. The narrow market is changing the game. It feels like a real place where you pick a side. Yes, linear market is changing the game and is already changing the game and will change the game. you can see there were some issues with the connection chart and interface, plus minor difficulties with the faucet, but feedback to refine the product. Yes, you can see, like I mentioned earlier, the one of the major points of the beta test that we had with the community was to get feedback, right? And in fact, most of those feedback, like Ryan mentioned, were already noted by the team, and they're already working to fix a lot of those things before linear markets gets rolled out to a larger audience, which would happen in the coming days. And I'm super, super excited for, next week. And I'm excited to see Miss Jules use her strategy, use her newly found strategy in the market.
Yeah.
This is this is
Hope you
from
can see this.
DC.
You can see the surprise, DC. Your post got a
Yeah,
feature.
yeah. Let me see if we
Congrats.
could quickly just browse through the post, Here, most platforms assume more features equal to better trading with linear market. Linear market did the exact opposite. They stripped the prediction market down to their absolute core, spot on. Pick an asset, pick a time frame, choose up or down. No contracts to manage, no order book to watch, no leverage sliders to adjust. Absolutely. I need to give this a like, right? And even a retweet. Thank you so much, DC, for sharing, amazing, amazing post. This is also by New Era. I think this is a video, okay, educative and professional.
Linera Markets Testnet – это еженедельный соревновательный тестнет от Linera, направленный на тестирование сети и поощрение активного он-чейн участия. Каждую неделю пользователи начинают с 1000 GMI, получают бонусы за ежедневный вход, а балансы и лидерборды полностью сбрасываются с началом нового цикла. Существует два лидерборда. По итоговому балансу GMIT с призовым фондом $2000 USDC и по самой длинной побед фондом $500
okay.
USDC. Дополнительно участники и результаты, которые накапливаются и будут учитываться при будущем ТГИ.
Amazing post. Thank you so much, New Era. Yeah, so quickly I'll add topic from Artisan, Cybermoon, Fika Reyes, Jules, Maria Bioga, Reigns, Tamara, and YOLO. Simplicity is Key by Akios, Entire, Swans, Facer. Amazing art. I also love to see Mox, doing amazing things here. So shout out to you guys for, creating amazing art. Former 92, Cybermoon, Musin, Sanjeev Das. Amazing. And I like the fact that this captures a lot of the key details. And also shout out to Bruce Lee, right, who is becoming a staple in the arts.
Yeah.
This is from Cardinal Nico Jupiter Vovulupo.
Yeah, I think
up or down.
I think Vovolupo's artwork is what we used for our thumbnail, right?
Thumbnail? No, I don't think so. I think it's a different one, if I'm not
Oh, really?
mistaken. I might be I might be mistaken. But yeah, but regardless, amazing art, Lopo, and thank you for capturing just the simplicity that is core of linear market. Also from Karasik, from Kadwa, Daria, Duke C, Jotaro Kujo, Kingsman. Also, Bruce Lee is featured again, right? That's nice. Lots of Bruce Lee fans, but amazing arts, guys. Thank you for creating. Simplicity is always key, and the linear market is about simplicity.
I don't know what's so special. Why is everyone using Bruce Lee this week?
I'm not sure. Not sure, but I mean, I don't mind.
Guys?
We might be missing something. Someone tell us in the comments if we're missing something, right? But regardless, amazing art, guys. Amazing art by Smolina, Vertex, Anton, and Bavan. Ooh, Mox is a captain of a ship, right? With a pirate hat. Amazing
Cute.
stuff. Amazing.
Cute.
Yeah. This is by Claude Monk, Tanver, Sharon, Ganpat, Fahim, and Sahil. Also another Bruce Lee, Bruce Lee.
JB Rush just gave us the reason. Last week we added Bruce Lee when we gave the topic.
Oh,
no wonder. It's true. That was
now
Gordon
it all
G's,
makes sense.
Gordon G.
Yeah, now it all makes
Yeah.
sense. It all makes sense. Amazing. Nice to see Mox and Danny by the Fire, Mox
Mhm.
watching the horse racing.
Mhm.
Super cool stuff, guys. Amazing. Um, More amazing arts. Simplicity is key. Aliska, Kokose, Koala Peace, Totosha, Ustad, Hemion. Cool. Oh, I really like this. The Pepe and maybe his girlfriend with the Linera hoodie and Linera hat. Amazing. And Mox seems to be having a good time also.
Yeah.
Novelty, top four picks. Quickly, let's see. This is by Jebin Raj. I think it's a video. Yes, it's a video.
Just so you
Oh
guys know,
my
he
God.
won. JB Raj won, so no, I'm not really excited right now.
No wonder
But
Miss
it's
Jones
fine.
had little to say about the video. But shout out to you, Jebin Raj. And please, Jebin Raj, I would really love to see, something like this for the actual launch of the Naira markets because this is super cool. Right. Amazing, amazing video. And
I'm sure
sorry,
it's
Miss
going to be
Jones.
exciting times ahead because, of course, members would love to compete with each other, and
Yeah,
I can't
yeah,
wait. Like the future is
yeah,
exciting with Linera markets, guys. I don't know if you guys are excited, but I'm over the moon. Like I can't wait.
yeah. I am too. I am. Jupiter video as well. Yeah.
Mox is trying to tell you
Uh,
guys how simple the market is. Linera markets is just up or
yes.
down, no two ways. Oh my gosh, the meme
Yeah.
challenge, like the meme selections are so funny, and it just speaks more about the linear markets, and
Cool, cool,
we're
cool.
getting there.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Entire
Higher. Lower.
cool. Mox seems to be doing a lot. And he seems to be having a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Next by Joss, OX Joss. Oh my God.
Up. Dawn.
Simplicity
Cool.
is the key to brilliance. Just
Yeah.
enjoy every moment.
Yeah.
Cool. And one thing I really like about that is I think what Joss is trying to picture is like that person or sorry, Mox in the video found his market, right? So imagine like you might find more favor with like Soul or BTC or ETH, right? So That's super cool. Super cool. Yeah, the meme challenge, Miss Jules. Take it away.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Jay. Shout out to my lovely meme lords. Johnny Carconi, Captain, Juvoy, France, Toss Evil, Potato FECK, Mandy Udo, and Michaelu. Thank you guys so much for taking out the time to, select last week meme challenge submissions. So let's go.
Awesome. Awesome.
Let's start
Um,
here.
yeah,
Yeah.
guys, yeah. Help drop your ratings. What you rate the memes in the comments. So let's go.
Yeah,
By
okay, 1 to
505
10.
error.
Hmm. Nice. Nice. Nice one.
Oh my
505
god.
error.
That's
That's
that's from
7.5
that's
for
from a
me.
popular Bruce Lee meme.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
used to love
I'd say like an 8 because I remember the
I love Bruce Lee movies when I was growing up. Like they were one of my
yeah.
favorites back then. I can
Yeah.
watch his movie. I can watch a particular Bruce Lee movie 5 times, like repeatedly, repeated. Like I don't get tired.
Yeah.
That's how much I love watching his movies back then. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome.
From Anton. Anton, you're crushing
Oh,
it. I have a secret for you, but it's going to be revealed not today, maybe tomorrow. So shout out to Anton. We see him
awesome.
everywhere. He's always in the chats. He's always creating social content. He's always creating art, beautiful artwork, and he's always creating memes. Anton is everywhere, guys. Like, oh, shout out to you.
Awesome.
So you
Awesome.
don't need to
Shout
own
out
the
to you,
horse to
Anton.
win the race. You just need to know which one is faster. Linear markets, pick BTC Ether so set the timer 1 minute, 3 minutes, or 5 minutes profits. Prediction markets minus the headache. Simplicity is key.
Yeah. Spot on. Minus the headache, guys. That's a very important part.
Yeah,
um
from where back. Linear prediction market. Is that me and Ryan?
yeah.
Or that prediction markets me? Make a choice, bro. Left or right? Which one is it
Yeah, I
going to
mean,
be?
I would advise you to go with Ryan and Miss Jules.
So obvious. You can see what's staring at you at the end of the road. So is that a
Paradigm.
castle or nice one, Legak.
Awesome. Awesome.
Another one from Arton. My GF trying to understand funding rates, perpetual contracts, and liquidation spreads on other exchanges. Me on the narrow markets, up or down. 1, 3, or 5. Let's go. Trading shouldn't require a PhD. Keep it simple.
Oh my god. I
It's
think this
so
is probably my
funny.
favorite so far.
I love this. I'm going to feature some of these memes on our linear connective community over the weekend because they're so amazing. Like they talk a lot more about
Yes.
linear markets. It's so funny.
Yeah, yeah. You definitely don't need a PhD to trade on linear markets. It's pretty simple,
Yeah,
up or down.
true. Yeah.
Oh my god.
From Anton again.
Um,
When I say Anton is crushing it, I wasn't joking, guys. I wasn't joking. First, other trading markets be like, first understand perpetual contracts, then margin ratio, then funding rate, then you pray. Meanwhile, Miss Jules on linear markets, higher or lower. Please, I'm not gonna crush anyone. Oh
oh my
my
god.
gosh.
That's funny. That's funny. Let's
I
choose
wish
on
I
linear
wish I
markets.
wish this was really my profit and loss, Anton. 900 G mic tokens. But guess what, guys? I'm stuck at 12 G mic. Like Imagine that all my efforts.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
yeah, it's on.
Yeah, but
Nice. So
that's
this is
funny.
a nine for me. It's funny, yeah. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna curse anyone, though, but it's funny. Someone said JB Raj says we're in Antovas.
No, Anton is
True.
crushing it for real. Anton is
Yeah.
crushing it.
From
Koja
Koja,
the first.
the first. Koja the
Um,
first. Hmm.
ooh. I like that actually. I
Oh
really
my
like that.
god.
Up or
Oh
down.
my
It's
god.
just up or down. It's as simple as up or down, guys.
Simplicity is key.
Amazing.
Yeah. From
Kanye.
Cornelius, my meme lord. Yeah. So let me just quickly read that. I built a 12 indicator strategy for BTC 1 minute. I track volume RSI,
RSI.
MACD, and Heiken Ashin, whatever that is. I monitor 3 exchanges before entering. You guys don't just pick higher or lower. I really love the linear market. Like, I know if Danny was here, he would understand because I hate, technical jargons and whatever
Yeah,
complicated things.
yeah,
I'm not good with it. I love how simple the market is. I love how it's so easy to place your bets, to predict
yeah,
higher or
yeah.
lower. You don't need to start thinking so much or,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. But I just love it. But maybe that's why I keep losing my G mic.
And this reminded me of when, like, I started to, learn to trade like a couple of years back, and the RSI and all those lines and all your indicator lines, and you're trying to do a lot of all those things, and those things just never works for me. And at the end of the
I
day,
tried I
simplicity,
I I I, I tried learning too, but I gave up. I said no, this is not for me. I can't make it this
simplicity is
way.
always key, guys.
Yeah. From
Bavan.
Bavan, complex prediction contracts, leveraged option structure, higher or lower 3 minutes. Linear. Oh. I can
Yeah,
say
we
I
don't.
will choose linear prediction markets. That's the way. That's the way, guys. That's
Yeah, that
linear
is the
prediction
way.
markets is the best out there. It's going
Yeah.
to be the best. It's going to take over. So Podi market should watch out. I think they shouldn't be scared at this point.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
that's all for now.
Yeah, guys. Um, Thank you so much, everyone that created memes. Miss Jules, do you want to talk us through the next content challenge?
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Jay. Thank you guys for staying with us till this very moment. For next week, new content challenge will be announced here. And then it will be open today after this call. It's always going to be relevant to the app linear markets. So for next week, the,
Mm-hmm.
the, the title is very simple, a different tempo. And we are only running art and meme this week. No social post. Social post is on pause for now because of X rules and whatever changes that might be going on around prediction markets at the moment to
Yeah.
to prevent your account from getting banned. So yeah, just head over to the Discord, check out the art and meme session, and check out for pin messages to, get more info on what the content challenge is going to be all about. But the topic is a different tempo. You're just going to get more information concerning the topic
Yeah.
in the channel. So
Awesome.
yeah, rush over to Discord, guys. I'm trying to see
Thank you
this
so much.
this frame by the side, but I can't. I cannot see the
Um,
frame. I don't know if you can throw more lights.
oh no,
Yeah.
it's just an image that depicts like a different tempo,
Oh,
the speed
okay,
of
okay.
different animals and all of that. But I also need to mention before we go, which is the fact that the fact that it's just art and meme this week is just for us to sort of figure out the best way to approach content right now on X and all of that, just to make sure it's safer for everyone creating content about Linera, and in order to protect their X accounts as well. So there's going to be more information from that, definitely, from we here at Linera in the coming days. Right. So yeah. Miss Jules, any final words before we wrap up?
Yeah, stay tuned for maybe an official launch next week. Maybe not, just a teaser. So so yeah, guys. See you guys next week, Thursday, same time. Thank you so much for staying with us till this very minutes. We love you guys.
Yeah.
G Markets, G Microchains.
Thank you so
Bye.
much, guys. See you guys next week, and come prepared to play Linera Markets. Thank you, guys, and good night.
Join Linera first. Thank me later.